As you guys saw, we're gonna be pretty much changing this LED setup where every time you press on the brake it just blinks, and then once you let it go it turns off. We're gonna be installing this blinker module where it pretty much every time you press on the brake, the third brake light is gonna do a little strobe action. This is all you're gonna need. Some heat shrink just to make sure that the cables are all good. Obviously maybe a lighter or a heat gun. The actual module, I'm gonna use these little connectors, but you could use pretty much any type of connector. And maybe zip ties. It's always good to have some zip ties just in case. So we're gonna start off with taking off all the little pins. I believe there's 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's pop them all out. So as you guys know, it's never that simple when it comes to working on a car. So what we have to do is take off all 6 bolts right there. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. They're 8 millimeters. And then, well, those are nuts. Over here are gonna be the 2 bolts. 1 right here, 1 right there. And then as well on the other side in the corners, 2 more 8 millimeter bolts. And then, I don't know what you want to call this, duck lip, which is not a duck lip because there's a that you could get from the factory, either the TRD lip or the BRZ one. All you're gonna do is pry it from the corners, pop it up, and all of them pop out. And now it's like, it's loose, right? But don't forget, which I totally forgot, to unplug the connection. So you're gonna unplug this one, pretty simple. You use your finger from the back and pop it out. This one was a little bit more challenging because you gotta use both hands and just put one finger and then pull it out. You can always just push them out from right here. It'll make it a lot easier, but you guys know me, I'm like super lazy. So now I'm able to just pop this whole thing out. So let me set you guys up, and always be careful guys when you guys are removing stuff. It could fall off, so make sure it's held there correctly. Saw that I got a little too happy and I yanked it and the cord got stuck, so be careful. And you guys probably saw that this one popped out. No big deal because this one just slides back in. I just gotta figure out where it popped out of. Right there. Alright, so it's been probably about 35 minutes. I forgot where I updated you guys, but before I get into everything, let me just say, before I get into anything, I just want to say, do I know what I'm doing? I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like following on as long as I go. I pretty much didn't even watch any videos on how to do this. I kind of just figured out negative and power. I'm assuming that's all I need. So you guys are gonna follow these steps. Please, you're doing it at your own discretion. I advise that you guys get a professional. This is how I did it. I don't really recommend it just because it was just me cutting up wires, which luckily, you know, handled the draw. If you guys ever played Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, fate of the card. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, and follow as you please, right? It is a little bunk, but pretty much took everything apart. Figured out that these are the wires for the button, so that's pretty cool. So I can't wait for a company to make this all LED, and it's probably not gonna be that hard. You're probably gonna tap into the same light that I'm tapping into right now. This is the third brake light right there. As you can see right there is a connector for the third brake light. Is that whole thing right there. And there's only 2 connections, positive and what I assumed is a negative. So if you kind of back trace it, the trunk button has a green, which is, I'm assuming, positive because the other one's black. Usually the black wire is the negative, and then I went to the connector right here. There is 4 colors: brown, blue, black, and green. Green is usually like life form, so I'm assuming that's positive for the button, and black is usually the negative. So we eliminate those 2, the blue and the brown. Now that was the scary part, because obviously I didn't know what I was doing, but I like the color blue, the car is blue, so I picked blue as the power and brown as the negative, just because I remember in the previous 17 BRZ, when you tapped into the 4th brake light, one of the colors was brown for the negative. So I assumed Subaru did the same thing and used brown. And I was right. So this is how I wired it. Obviously, I'm not gonna wire it like this. I'm gonna wire it the correct way. Where now I'm realizing that these little connectors are kind of useless. I should have brought more. I'm gonna have to run upstairs to get some more. But for now, this is how I tested it. I just cut it. My trusty steak scissors, cut it, and then I use my X-Acto knife to kind of cut up the thing, to cut up some of the plastic off and just have exposed wires, and it worked. So now let me just show you guys how I'm gonna do it. So make sure that this is how it's wired if you're gonna use this one, and I am gonna put a link below to where I bought this. Obviously Amazon. It comes with 2 for one of you and one for your buddy. Make sure that the lettering says strobe controller is facing you, you can read it, and then the positive and negative on the left side is what's going to be connected to a connector, and then the positive and negative on the right side is what's going to be connected to the 3rd brake light. So let me just make it look pretty, and then I'll show you guys the end product. And the cool thing is there's so much extra space around here that you can just tuck this in right next to the 3rd brake light, and you can just plug it back in and you will never know it's actually there. So I totally forgot to film an outro for the video. I filmed that video a couple weeks ago, but never got the chance to edit it, and I felt like today was a perfect time. I got the day off and I want to show you guys how it looks like. I technically did that install before I did the 4th brake light install, and I already uploaded the 4th brake light video. So in case you guys are wondering why there's no 4th brake light in the car, that's why. Let me know what you guys feel about the video. Comment down below if you guys find it helpful, annoying that I blink so much. In all honesty, I just took a trip to LA recently, well, yesterday pretty much. We went to Grid Life and all this, and you guys know LA traffic, you guys know LA drivers. There's always so many people on the freeways and like highways and roads. So that peace of mind of having that 3rd brake light flash, it's actually really helpful in all honesty, because there's always cars behind you not paying attention, and just like a little rapid flash kind of like gives them a little bit of awareness, like, hey, there's a small car in front of me, especially all these like truck drivers. So on our way back from LA to San Jose last night, we were driving, and it takes about like 5 to 6 hours to get to San Jose if you gotta stop for gas and food and stuff like that. And like the last 2 hours, when we were going up the mountains closer to Gilroy, it started pouring like crazy, very hard, where like if you put your hand outside, it would like pretty much hit you like little pellets. It was pretty crazy because it was like really raining really hard, super windy the entire time, and there was like a lot of semi-truck drivers, and I felt like having the 4th brake light, having a 3rd flasher really did help. It really did help other people know that like, hey, the BRZ is there, even though it's like super dark. And with World Rally Blue at night, it gets a little bit darker compared to like a white color. Other drivers are aware that there's a car there. That's why I really want to get those fog lights too, because I feel like the fog lights really does help out visibility just by that slight bit, and then just more lights the better, right? Just for like, you know, peace of mind. So let me know what you guys think. We'll put all the products I use in the description, and as always guys, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 1,200 subscribers, and we're on track for hitting 2,000 subscribers probably by summertime. So you guys know me, I like doing giveaways and paying back to my subscribers. So as always guys, good vibes. See you guys next time. Peace.